Hey, what's up people? This is my 2022 summer knives video. These are not necessarily knives that I'm gonna do videos about. I guess of some of them I will, but not of all of them. Still behind in my schedule. Yeah, but I'm taking it really easy because I don't know, I'm not a full-time YouTuber and I don't care too much either. So, but in this video I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna use this summer. Obviously I'm not gonna carry all of them the same amount of time, I guess. Some are gonna be more used than others, but that's kind of obvious. Now, I have split it up into sections. I'm gonna do fixed blades and folders again, then fixed blades again, then folders again, and I'm probably gonna do 2 videos so it's a little bit easier to watch. And I think with the combination fixed blades and folders, it's a little bit more fun as well. Excuse me. So let's jump into fixed blades. The category is gonna be outdoor fixed blades, not belt knives, not, you know, a little bit lighter fixed blades, but more of the harder use fixed blade, the choppier stuff, I guess. The first one is a relatively new one. This is a Mora that I always wanted, and it's really not a Mora, like this is not what they usually do. They usually specialize in like smaller fixed blades, really lightweight fixed blades. And this one is still lightweight, but it's not small. It's the Mora Pathfinder. I have always wanted to check out the Pathfinder because I think it looks really cool. And I got it for a really good price, which is below 70 euros. And I think that's a good price for what you're getting. It's a big knife, in blade length at least. We have like 17 centimeters of blade length. Show you my K-bar Mark II for a size comparison. Oh, we don't even have everything in frame. Let's see, like this. So it's basically the same size category and also the same kind of use category. So it's a large blade, but not a wide blade, not a super wide blade at least. And it's also thin blade stock, which I do like. I do like these kind of knives for summer because if you chop softer vegetation, for instance, that's a really good blade style. Long but thin, sort of like a machete-like. And this knife has a lot of machete characteristics. Let's get the Mark II out of the way. I'm probably not gonna carry this a lot this summer, like usually. I'm not using this a lot anymore, which is kind of sad because it's a really good knife and I have been using this quite a lot in the past. So, the Mora Pathfinder. It has a lot of machete characteristics, and one characteristic is something that I really don't like. It's it has a really small grind, as you can see, like, which makes it like more of a beater knife than an actual knife, because as you resharpen this, you're gonna be going through this very quickly. I guess this doesn't have a lot of lifetime of the grind, how it's done. So the grind should be, I guess, twice as wide at least to make it like a long-lasting knife. Yeah, but that way, that's probably also the reason it doesn't cost that much. It has a stick tang inside this rubberized handle. A lot of people are gonna be concerned about that. I'm not. It's a carbon steel blade. Carbon steel blades are really tough. And let's see how tough it actually is. Obviously, I'm not gonna baton frozen wood with this, but hey, it's summer, so a good summer knife, good summer camp knife. And yeah, just like the way it looks. I have some scratches in the coating already. It's gonna look messed up pretty soon. Right now it's still in the pretty phase. And yeah, soon it's not gonna be in the pretty phase anymore. The sheath is kind of crappy. I like the way it inserts because there's a plastic and doesn't rattle, doesn't move around, fits very good. But the strap is kind of not made to the right. I don't know, it's a little bit too tight. And then you have this, whatever this is, and then the back this is where you're supposed to put your belt through. It's a little bit loose, everything here, and yeah, I know you can weave it a little bit tighter, and it's probably made to go on molly gear, but who puts this on molly? Like, I don't know. That's a weird sheath. But the retention is good at least. So this is the Mora Pathfinder. And then two more knives that are really in the same category. One knife is the, damn it, I forgot the name again. I think it's the M95. Please, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not entirely sure. It's a JP Peltonen design made by Fiskers. Also a really inexpensive knife for what you're getting. I think I got mine for like 60 euros or something like that. Really the same philosophy behind it. Actually, no, it's a different philosophy. This one is a lot better in a lot of ways than the Mora I just showed you. It has a higher grind. It has ATC V2 blade steel, which is also a tough carbon steel. I really like it. It resharpens well, holds a good edge, and is super, super tough. Also a rubberized handle, so really good for wet and cold conditions. And I think this tang goes through the entire knife. You can't see it because it's closed, but I think it's not a very narrow tang. I think it's kind of a wider tang. And yeah, also thin blade stock. It's like 4 point something millimeters, and it normally comes with a different sheath. These are the TRC Kydex sheaths. I'm not sure why TRC sometimes makes Kydex sheaths for other knife companies, but yeah, they do a really good job. They are nice, really nicely finished. The belt loop works nice. It's like a seat belt material up here. The only thing I didn't like about it was the retention. It was super, super tight when I got it, so I had to heat it up in this portion right here. And now it's perfect. Now it's a perfect fit. And I really like the sheath. We could attach more things to here, but I like the clean setup. Yeah, really good knife, long knife. Again, same size than a K-bar actually. Long, narrow, and still choppy. And very tough with the steel that's on here. This knife is basically same styling of knife that I just showed you before. It's the Steel Will Argonaut 800. I think they don't make this anymore. I remember, I have this for a long time now. I do remember, I think I bought this because I wanted a cold steel SRK. Which the cold steel SRK, I can tell you right away, has the better grinding. But the SRK was only available with a carbon steel at that time. They made a San Mai version, which is a stainless later on, but it was way more expensive than this one. So this one was cheaper, has Aus 8 steel, which is a steel that holds up to rust pretty efficiently. It's not the most stainless steel, but it's good. And yeah, it also has a tang that goes completely through, unlike the SRK, which I was worried about the SRK getting, you know, beat up on the handle. And you know, long story short, this knife, even though this tang goes all the way through, the handle also gets beat up. So yeah, the handle is actually very uncomfortable. I got a lot of blisters from that rubber material, so I wrapped it in this tape. And yeah, this is like a beta knife that I have for a long time. I usually keep it in like a backpack and or in the car. And yeah, it's a little bit thicker, 5 millimeters of all the blade stock thickness, and a relatively robust grind. And yeah, it comes with these Securix sheaths. So the same manufacturer that makes the sheaths for cold steel is actually the same sheath. And you can undo this. It's like a buckle, and yeah. The sheath is a little bit tight, it scratches the blade a little bit, but yeah, I don't care. I am abusing this knife whenever I use it. It's not the best knife, but hey, sometimes it's not about the best knife. Yeah, it's what you do with it, I guess. And it's better to have an okay knife and use it than have a really good knife and not use it. The next knife I show you is a really good one, This is actually the largest that I'm gonna show you today and in the next video. Because I don't use overly large knives in summer usually, but this one is way too good to not use it. You already know what it is. It's the Cold Steel Trailmaster in, can we get it in frame? In VG1 Sanmai steel. Super thick blade stock thickness, I think it's like 8 millimeters or something, so really thick. Convex ground blade. Yeah, and I've been using this quite a bit. You can see some of the scratches on the blade. I don't care if this gets messed up. To me it's really a bowing user knife, and yeah, I have a really good Kydex for it, but I went back to the original sheath because it's a little bit lighter and also a little bit not as heavy. I don't have as much stuff on here, and for summer I like to be lightweight, and this knife is already really heavy, so yeah. Rubberized handles also, I think they call it like Grivex, something like that. Feels really good. They come out with an A2 version now. They've announced this for a long time. Or actually, is it A2 or is it CPM 3B? They made it in 01. The stainless version was in, the not stainless version was in 01 steel. Then I made it in A2, and I think they come out with 3B now. And the prices are going crazy with cold steels. I have not bought cold steels, except 2 cold steels I bought since they were sold. And I think the new company is kind of shit, to be honest. But the knives are still good. They're just a little bit too expensive, I think. So yeah, Cold Steel Trailmaster, really good knife. I'm not going to go heavier than this summer because, you know, you don't want to carry as much stuff in summer. So the next category we're going to look at is small folders. And as you know, I'm not the biggest small folder guy, but I like to carry a couple of them. And most of them are secondary knives, so I usually pair it with like a fixed blade. The first one we are going to look at is the Bobdo design K-bar made folding hunter. Folding hunter like the Buck 110, but it's really different than a Buck 110 because it's smaller, a lot smaller. It's like a 7 centimeter blade, it's like 3 inches or something. It's hollow ground. I do really like that about this knife, that it has actually a hollow ground blade. Maybe you can see that. And it's a lockback. And I do like that about it because it's really simple. Most budget knives these days are flippers and have like really crazy features that I don't want in a budget knife. This knife costs 30 euros and is, you know, what you would expect from a 30 euro knife. It has Grivex, washers and a thumb stud. And the backlock, which is really good because there are not too many good backlocks in cheap knives. And yeah, I do like it. The coating is more like a painting. As you can see, it wears off pretty quickly. And yeah, really good color. The steel Aus 8 is a good steel, but the heat treatment on this guy is not the best. I have a feeling. We'll see how it is when I resharpen it a little bit more often, but yeah, so far it loses its edge pretty quickly. And this is a perfect beta knife. You know, if you do something that you don't want to use your nice knives with, really good beta knife. The Folding Hunter. And the next one is a knife that I also like quite a bit. Spyderco Parafree. In this case with S45 VN steel and skinny micarta handle scales. Skinny because they don't have the hump in the middle that the Parafree usually has. Where are my other Parafrees? Show you. I have a bunch of Parafrees actually. It's taped up because I have been doing some testing with these. And yeah, usually they have like this handle, and it's like a sprint run with S45 VN. When S45 VN was announced, it was in this configuration, and yeah, this one is not a sprint run. This one is actually a factory blade, and has a little bit of a different blade finish. It's more like a, as you can see, this one is like it's like a satin grind, and this one has like a stone washed with a satin underneath. Looks very beautiful actually, this finish. S45VN is an interesting blade steel. I will tell you a lot about it in the video I'm gonna do that I actually have planned for like 2 years and never got around to it, which I'm really sorry for, but yeah, that's how life sometimes is. S45VN is gonna be picked up by a lot of companies now, and I have mixed feelings about it, honestly. But I do really like the Parafree, and I do really like those micarta scales. I also threw a deep carry Lynch deep carry pocket clip on here because I like a deep carry pocket clip on my Parafree. Also have the Parafree in the lightweight version, which I'm probably not gonna keep. I do really like the steel on this one. CTS BD1N, really good steel, really nicely balanced. Stability, edge retention, resharpenability, got everything. Really good steel for the price. And yeah, I don't like the FRN handle scales and the lightweight version in general as much as I do like the normal version with G10. I just don't like the plasticky feeling that much. Then I like the normal one. So, but this is a really good knife. There's always this discussion between the Parafree and the Benchmade bug out. I have both of them, and I'm 100% a Spyderco Parafree guy. Probably because I'm more of a Spyderco guy than I'm a Benchmade guy. But yeah, I don't even have the bug out on this list. I'm not gonna carry it this summer. I don't like it that much, honestly. It's a good knife though. It's good designed. Just not my thing. Another small knife from Spyderco, the Spyderco Chaparral. The Chaparral is a really nice knife. It has like 7 centimeters of blade length. Like if you don't count the choil, it has like 6, so really small. So under 3 inches, I guess. Yeah, really thin blade stock and really thin slicey grind. Super nicely done. This is one of the sliciest Spydercos that I have ever used. CTS XHP steel, nice steel, I like it. And FRN handle scales in this version, and yeah, Taiwanese made, really good knife. Really good secondary knife. I would never carry this as a standalone, but yeah, as a secondary knife, if you want a really nice slicer that's really thin and easy to carry for summer, good knife. But you do have to like backlocks. If you don't like backlocks, then I don't know, pick up a Sage, I guess. I think this one is thinner though in stock and blade grind though. Super nice small knife. One of my favorite small knives, most favorite small knives ever. Another small knife that I really like, the Victorinox Pioneer X, I guess, because it has the scissors on here. I do really like the scissors. Yeah, you guys have seen a Pioneer a million times. I'm not gonna open every tool. So mid-sized blade, and then the bottle opener, screwdriver, and the awl on the other side. I have really expensive Victorinox scales for some of my other models, but I keep going back to these aluminum ones, and they are not that expensive really. In this case we have the black version, and you can see some burr on it, and yeah, it's gonna look really messed up in a couple of years, but I like it. I love the Alox versions. I think they're just beautiful. And yeah, for the price, especially for the price. I also carry a Farmer here and there. The Farmer is the one with the saw, but apart from that, it's completely the same to the Pioneer. This one in the regular anodization, like this one is black anodized, and this one doesn't even have an anodization, is really inexpensive, like 26 euros, 30 euros, something like that. Really good inexpensive knives. I love the Victorinox knives. You just can't go wrong with them. I always have one of these in my backpack or in my hip bag. Yeah, always have one with me. And since we are speaking of multi-tools, I bought a new multi-tool for the summer, which is the Leatherman Signal. It's like an Leatherman outdoor version of a Leatherman. Has some of the tools inside like screwdriver, nail puller, blah 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 blah. And then we have a blade on the outside, like a sheep's foot blade, partially serrated, really bad grind and really bad edge as always from Leatherman. And we have a saw and a fire steel and like a sharpening triangular thingy on here that you can take both of these out if you want to use them. It also has a pocket clip. It's not super heavy. Don't even know how heavy it is, but it's not really heavy. And also has a carabiner, and you can also lock the tool so it doesn't open. Yeah, I like the Signal. They make it in really beautiful versions. I get it for a really good price. That's why I bought it. Otherwise, I would have not bought it. Because I'm not the biggest Leatherman fan in terms of quality. I think Victorinox tools are just so much better, the Swiss tools. But this one is lighter and has some really cool features that I'm gonna need this summer. So yeah, why not? The Leatherman Signal, really cool tool. So I guess we do one more category, and that's gonna be EDC Fixed Blades. I am carrying a lot more fixed blades these days because my life has changed quite a bit. My living situation is different now, and I have different needs in knives. So yeah, the first one I always have in my hip bag as well, which is another Mora knife. It's the Mora Eldris, and yeah, really tiny knife, like 5 centimeter blade, a little bit more than that, with a large filling handle because it's really thick. It's not a long handle, but a thick handle. So you get a good purchase on it. So it's like a small carving tool. And in this case, the Scandinavian grind, they have like a different grind as well. This one is more inexpensive, I believe. And it's not the true Scandi, it's like a flat ground Scandi. But yeah, some people say flat ground Scandis are true Scandis. I think convex Scandis are true Scandis, I believe. But yeah. This is the stainless version. I think they make it in a carbon version as well. And yeah, the color on this one is the green. They make it in a bunch of different colors. Sheath is really cool. You can use it as a neck sheath, and yeah, it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's like a good backup knife, I guess, and a good carving tool. And they're really inexpensive. I don't know what I paid for this, but not a lot. Yeah, Moras are cool for the price. Some people really hate them, some people overly love them. I am kind of neutral. I think they're good knives for the price. And yeah, that's it. Mora knives. The next one is one that I've shown you quite a few times now. It's the Winkler knives made Williams blade design. Winkler Kaiken, which is like a modern interpretation of a traditional Japanese knife. Yeah, good knife, good size, 11 centimeters, so like a little bit, it's like 4.5 inches, I guess. Micarta handle scales, really beautiful micarta, carbon fiber pins, nice chimping, so you don't slip up on the blade. It's like a smaller handle with a larger blade. I do like it quite a bit. ATCW 2 blade steel, so again, a tough steel, really tough steel, will rust on you though. You can see some patina marks in the front, who cares? Yeah, it's a knife, it's gonna be used, and it's gonna be looking messed up. And yeah, really beautiful knife. They don't have, Winkler knives are not like made to the absolute perfection. They are slightly asymmetrical in grinds and swedges and everything, but they have a lot of soul, and they're really, really beautiful knives. They're just really expensive for what they are. But yeah, you can't buy soul with production knives that are like mass produced. And this knife just has a ton of soul in it. It just feels so beautiful. This is probably one of my most favorite knives. We'll never get rid of this. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous knife. And then it has a really cool Kydex sheath with a leather liner, so it's really soft. Also has a micarta spacer, as you can see. But the draw is really soft and really silent. And then you have this inside the waistband clip set up here, and it works really well. Really good knife. Gorgeous knife. And The next one also has kind of a, this one is kind of a tactical knife, but it also is a really good all-rounder. The next one is a pure tactical knife, I guess. That's my running knife. I started running again. And this one is really good because it's slim and lightweight and yeah, doesn't take a lot of space in your waistband. And it's the Benchmade SockP dagger. It's like a boom 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 knife, you know what I mean? And yeah, not the best dagger there is. It's a little bit thick and grind, but I guess it works. And yeah, it's a one-purpose tool, I guess. And sheath is good. I've been having this for a really long time. I added the leather to the top here because this part would always pinch me in my belly, and now it doesn't. So it's a good tool. I also have the rescue tool of the SockP, which I also really like for the car. Not the most inexpensive daggers, but yeah, good stuff if you need it. The next one is another all-rounder, like an EDC blade or a belt knife. It's made by Manly. It's the Manly Crafter, I believe it's called. I don't have this for very long, but I've been using it quite a bit. I do quite like it. It somewhat reminds me of a Spyderco fixed blade. Not sure which one. But it has a really functional blade shape. It's not too thick. And has a really thin grind. And it's German D2 steel. So it's a good blend between a lot of things. It's gonna patina in the summer for sure. It's gonna have some rust spots for sure if I carry it a lot. But yeah. A lot of things in this knife that I didn't like in the past, and now I really do. I didn't like wooden handle scales in the past, and now I really like them. I didn't like blades that would patina or rust easily. Now I do. And yeah, I didn't like leather sheaths, and now I also do like leather sheaths because leather sheaths are beautiful. The only thing I wish is that I wouldn't have to take my belt off every time I would have to. I would want to put this on, so yeah, but that's how it is. It's been like that for a long time, and I guess I can survive that. Now, the handle scales are made of walnut, and it's really nicely rounded, and it really feels good in hand. You can put a lot of pressure on the handle if you're harder cutting, so really nice for harder use as well, even though it's thinly ground. But the handle is set up really nicely. And yeah, it's not the most beautiful blade, but it's a really functional blade and it really works well. This is the most expensive version they make from this model, and it's just 70 euros. So Manly knives, they are really good for the price. They're European made, their heat treatment so far as I can tell from this one and from the other Manly knives that I had in the past, the heat treatment is really, really good with them usually. Haven't had a bad Manly yet, and yeah, like I said, price to performance ratio, really nice. Yeah, the Manly Crafter. The next one is actually the last knife on this list. This is a fixed blade, a smaller fixed blade that I throw on my belt if I do some harder cutting. It's made by Actua P200, another European made knife in the Czech Republic. This is the P200 and has the really aggressive G10 handle scales, like a cold steel aggressiveness, which makes a lot of sense in this fixed blade because, you know, you want to be able to use it and without slipping, and yeah, it works really well. I've had another P200 in the past. It was like the black version of serrations, and I really messed it up, and then I sold it and rebought this one again in the bright orange. You don't really see the orange too much if it's in the sheath, but if you're in the woods and you're using it, you're laying it next to you, you spot it really easily. So yeah, nice hard use fixed blade. Actua P200 knives are really well made. They could be a little bit better in grinding, so a little bit thinner, but overall the knife is really good. I have no concerns on this whatsoever. I have, like I said, I've been using the P200 for a while now, and yeah, this one is made in N690 steel. I think they also make it in Sleipner. And actually, I talked to the designer of this knife, the designer from Actua P200 a while ago, and I think they're really good people. And a lot of people don't like the handle scales, like they're flat. I mean, they're rounded off in the corners, but they don't have like contour, like 3D contouring going on. And I think it really works well still. And yeah, they are doing this for the price, obviously. They don't want to make a really expensive knife because it's still made in Europe. It costs a lot to manufacture here, but yeah, the quality is really good. And the Kydex sheaths are outstanding. They have one of the best Kydex sheaths in the fixed blade game, I think. Should be slimmer, I guess, but it really works well. Retention is excellent. Quality, like manufacturing quality, excellent. Like, yeah, the P200, can't recommend this enough from Actua P200. I also have the P400, and yeah, I think I have another Actua P200, I don't even remember. But yeah, they are really good, really good. And I like to see knives being made in Europe again. It's a good thing. Now, so that's the first part of this summer knives video, and yeah, I guess see you in the second part if you like it. Goodbye, people.